Welcome to this edition of NC Sports Weekly News. Throttles up, powerboat racing is back. First with the XCATs in Dubai, and then on to Sanya in China for season kickoff at the world-class Pro Aquabike. And a dramatic 2013 debut in Class 1 racing. Gochuan near the end of his round-the-world single-handed sailing record. Superyachts in the Caribbean, full splendor in Virgin Gorda. ISAF World Cup in Palma de Mallorca, the two new Olympic sailing classes. Plunge into the action with NC Sports. Swedish crew Joakim Kumlin and Daniel Svensson of Westerlund Racing capture Heat 3 of the XCAT World Series in Dubai. No surprise when 2012 world champion Team Faza was off to a flying start in the last day of the event and opened a wide gap on its pursuers in the early stages of the 13-lap race. But a disappointing gearbox problem soon shattered any chances of victory for Al-Zafin and Al-Meri, who already bagged the first two heats of the seasons here in the Emirates and hold the lead in the 2013 championship scoreboard. In second place and closing in fast, Kumlin and Svensson quickly took and held the lead in their own favorite rough sea conditions, closing the race in 43 minutes and 6 seconds.
We had a really good start. It was okay. We was with Fasa in the start, and we saw the 66 boat coming very fast, go in for the turn behind Fasa and for a couple of laps, and we struggled to overtake him, but we didn't. And he broke down, and I see the boats back on me and try to do as much as I can in the curves to keep them away.
We love these conditions. You need races like these as well because it mixtures up everything, and it's great. It's much more competitive to fight in the rough.
With just 9 extra seconds on the clock, Gabon 33, crewed by Al-Didi and Al-Sayed, captured second place on the podium and sealed a grand debut for this new African team. Spirit of Dubai with Rashid Al-Mari and Saleh Al-Hamli held back the pack and closed with third place honors in home waters. World Aquabike Class Pro hits the Chinese coastal city of Sanya, and it was all in the family for Rock and Nak Florjancic in the freestyle division. The Slovenian duo stepped it up for this first event of the 2013 season. With wins in both scheduled heats, big brother Rock captured the series with a near-perfect repertoire of barrels, backflips, and 360s. Younger brother Nak, 2012 world champion, instead scored a second and a fourth place in the heats, to finish in third overall. Behind Italy's top pro Valerio Calderoni, who in spite of engine problems barely managed to cut in between the Slovenian siblings and clinch second overall. It was a full-on water sports festival last weekend in Sanya as the Class 1 circuit also came into town under the flag of the UIM, Powerboating's international authority. Arif Al-Zafin and Mohamed Al-Mari on victory won it all, placing first in the qualifying round and in both races of the event. The last run instead spelled disaster for Victory 3, crewed by Isik and Zaborowski, who capsized their boat on the very first turn. The spectacular flip at the buoy caused severe damage on board, yet both pilots fortunately came out unscathed, though somewhat confused on exactly how it all happened. With a race restart on a shortened 14-lap course, Al-Zafin and Al-Mari dominated the fleet, closing with a 45-second lead over Nicholson and Willetton on Victory Australia, and a 1 minute and 22-second advantage over Italian team LF Fendi. For an extended look at the Sanya event and to meet the movers and shakers of the Class 1 circuit, stay tuned for next week's NC Sports Top Story. After more than 135 days at sea, Chinese solo sailor Gochuan is just under 500 nautical miles from home following his round-the-world record-setting attempt on the Qingdao to Qingdao route. Having crossed the Indonesian Selat Sunda Strait and leaving the Indian Ocean behind, Go has also crossed the South China Seas, dotted with over 200 islands, intense maritime traffic, and possibly even pirates. China's top offshore sailor, who also took part in the last Volvo Ocean race, Chuan is now manning the Class 40 yacht Qingdao. With this latest extraordinary feat near the finish line, Go is reaffirming his role as sailing ambassador in his own country. NC Sports will keep you posted on his arrival. More high-end regattas in the Caribbean under the flag of the yacht club Costa Esmeralda. 20 of the world's most beautiful and majestic sailing vessels met in Virgin Gorda, British Virgin Islands for the 2013 Loro Piana Superyacht Regatta and Rendezvous. With a 10 to 12 knot breeze for the last racing day, the fleet tackled the long course, clockwise around Gorda and outside the Dog Islands. A truly breathtaking 3-day spectacle of sails, the event was once again a superb showcase for the sport, bringing together owners, families, guests, and why not, a few coveted pros on board. With Olympic medalist Ian Walker on tactics and 3 straight wins on corrected time, 45-meter Fitzroy Salperton took the A division, while Ed Kane's Bolero closed in first place for Division B. Don't miss the full-length special coming this May on the Nautical Channel. Up to 900 Olympic-class sailors from 53 nations are gathered in Palma de Mallorca for the 44th Trofeo Princesa Sofia. Part of the ISAF World Cup circuit, this 2013 edition is witnessing generational changes and a few important novelties. Major highlight of the event is the arrival of 2 new Olympic sailing classes, the 49er FX with slightly less sail for the ladies, and the interesting mixed-gender crew Nacra 17 that brings multi-hull racing back to the Games. With 3 years to the next Olympics and with many seasoned athletes facing the transition, all eyes are on their performance on the water. The full results on our next edition. And for a special in-depth look, don't miss this week's top story, Ticket to Rio 2016. NC Sports, plunge into the action.